That's my boy. Oh, yeah.
Hey, your boy Fatal J is back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to figure out if y'all can see this mic right here. I don't understand how my cat hair keeps getting on this. It's nuts. Jeez Louise. What up, everybody? You in store for a great Fatal Live, ladies and gentlemen. I might be having a guest in the back. I might not be having a guest, but you know how the Fatal Live do. I rock solo regardless. Solo dolo. I'm glad y'all are here. Man, I'm going to tell y'all, this week was kind of crazy, man. It wasn't really crazy. It was pretty funny. Because I had a cat out there, and I'm not going to mention his name, you know. But, hey, I've been getting subscribers ever since you made that video about me, sir. Appreciate that. Well, on the Fatal J channel, guess what's going to happen? I'm not going to mention you. You're not going to get none of my audience. You know what I mean? But this is going to be a great show, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to be talking about Ironheart and how it tricked a lot of people out there. We're going to be talking about David Corenswet dodged the questions about truth, justice, and the human way. What the freak? And we're going to be talking about Jurassic Park. Worst opening known to man when it comes to a Jurassic Park movie. Excuse me, Jurassic World. I got my guest in the back, but he really ain't a guest on the show. Let me shout out to everybody real quick. We got Still Leg in History. Brother Jay, hello, how you doing tonight? Be blessed. I just hit 701 subs the other night. Bro, how's you moving so fast like that? You moving faster than me. Jeez Louise. What up, brother, man? Keely Chow in the building. What up? Benzo. What up, Benzo? Glad you're here. We got Professor the Film Fan up in here. Glad you're here. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going down. Y'all know how we do on the show. And I got my brother in the back, the Iron Fist, the Sensei of Wisdom. I think he's talking to somebody in the back, though. I'm going to wait a little bit until he go in, you know. Now, boom. Mark with a C. What up, brother?
No. The baby oil. Pass me the baby oil. Okay.
Dang.
Right there. Hey!
Yes,
What's
sir.
up? Hey, hi,
Hey,
everybody.
Man, look here, man. I just got done watching Super Slide Channel, and the black people are losing their mind over the verdict of
I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it.
yeah.
They're dousing themselves in baby oil and dancing in the streets.
Yeah.
Now, if that isn't an indication of mental illness, I don't know what is.
Hey, man, this is crazy. This is proof that we're not lying, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check this out right here. I messed up. What the freak? Let me try it again. Hey, this is what we do when we lie, man. Dang, what the freak just happened? All right, let's try it again. Here we go. Now, if you guys don't know what the black guy in the purple suit is saying, he said, "We sliding, y'all. We sliding." But it's not over yet. I want you to see what happens at the end.
The hell is that on her head? Oh my God.
Yeah, man. That's what they did.
Oh, Fatal. No, stop it, please.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. This is the kicker, though, okay? Diddy almost beat the charges. He got 2 charges on him.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I heard he's getting 10 years. In bed time.
I think isn't that like the maximum? Like, he's probably not going to get that much, man.
You don't think so? Because I thought when you do fair time, you have to do all the time. It's not like regular prison where they say 10 years and you potentially do 5 years.
Well, I'm not going to get on here and act like one of these legal know-it-alls. I just know what I heard some of the talking heads saying on TV. Yeah. They're like, yeah, he won't get the maximum. You know what I mean? This is just kind of, they got to give him something, so he's probably going to get something, but it's not going to be like that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah. According to them. I don't know.
Yeah. So a show dropped, 2 weeks ago?
Seems like forever.
Yeah, man. And you know, the thing about it is, they said me and you are coons because we didn't support this show. Now, you've been going in, man. You know, the last time I really had a chance to talk about it was last week on the Dark Council show. Make sure to check that out on this channel as well. But yeah, man, what is your thoughts? Because I'm gonna tell you this, Mark. You see the future. You saw what Marvel was doing. Marvel always have this plan where they do this. They do this. They do this. They set up a show of color, and then they set up the division and the anarchy between fans, and then the marketing is this: oh, you racist, you're racist. I'm starting to think now, I'm really starting to think, just based on what you said, this is truly their marketing plan. Now, we already know that Disney is the kings of the vision. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like a lot of black people fell for the trap again?
Hell yeah. Bro, that's all we've been seeing for like the last week and a half since they dropped this thing.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, Fatal, it was last minute marketing. Like up until now, you didn't hear a bunch of, hey, black people, we got a show for you. Here it comes. Yeah. You know, on the evening that it was supposed to drop, in real time, I saw X blow up with a bunch of, if you don't watch this, you're not black type of posts, you know? So I identified it for what it was. Like, what's with all this last minute marketing to a black audience for this show that nobody was anticipating?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Everybody in the chat, you tell me if I'm wrong. Leading up to the debut of Ironheart, how much marketing push did you see? You know what I mean? Like, we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But were you foreseeing some huge tidal wave of black pride that was attached to this show?
I seriously didn't see anybody talk about this show until they dropped that trailer on the same day as the Superman official final trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So that show you how much Marvel had respect for this show. They dropped it the same day as their competition. I've never seen that in my life, ever.
Not to mention, when's the last time you saw 3 episodes here and 3 episodes there? You know what I mean? Like, that's the way they did it. They didn't just release it like the normal shows that they do. It was in blocks that way. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, here we go. Because they've always done this thing where they hide behind, they hide behind a marginalized group. You know, whether it's black or it's women or it's it's LGBTQ, and they got it all set up. So if people don't like it, and they knew the show, they know, they anticipate if a show's going to suck. I mean, remember, all of this stuff is tested. So if they knew that it was going to suck, the best thing they could have done was to say, this is for Black people. This is for you to love. Riri she's all of you,
Yeah.
So now, as usual, too many of us claimed ownership of it. So we were like, yeah, this is for us. Yeah. So when they started seeing, I'm going to call it like it is, when they started seeing white people initially say this show sucks, now here come the Black people released like drones, who, they're going to get defensive about it because let's face it, some of the criticism.
Keep speaking. I got to hook up my Ethernet cord. Keep speaking. I'll be back. All
right. I might say some stuff you don't like, bruh. But I know that a lot of people are pushing back against the more prominent channels, right? In other words, if it was a white channel and the white channel says, we hate this show, then they knew that the Black audience was going to come back with, and they were going to be defensive. No, we love this show. So you're racist. So unfortunately, it just turned into some big old marketing nightmare because now everybody is fighting each other. You know what I mean? Especially Black on Black, because if you try to critique the show, then someone is going to say you're a traitor. You're a Sambo, you're a coon, because you don't 100% support this show because the show is in blackface. Yeah. Even though Ironheart was created by white guys.
Man, that's why I love you being here, Mark, because boom. I swear, while you was talking, I pulled this up right here. Right here. These are the two creators. Brian Michael Bendis, he's the writer. And Mike Deodato is a well-known artist, and I know I butchered his last name. But it's like you said, Mark. Riri Williams is a white creation. When is people going, take off those put on those glasses. What's that movie?
They Live.
They Live. Put on the glasses and see what's going on around you.
Yeah, if you want to say that you like the show, like the show. I should say that because
we're not telling people. You're exactly right, Mark. We're not telling nobody out there to hate this show or don't watch this show. We're just speaking for us.
Yeah. But you can't speak in the name of Blackness. If you want to enjoy the show, enjoy the show. But using the show as a Black card to show to another Black person, well, I'm taking your Black card because you don't like the show, is freaking ridiculous. Like the show. By all means, love the show. And I've heard people make the point, well, Mark, you didn't even watch the show, so you don't need to be saying anything about it. Am I really saying anything about the content of the show? Or am I talking about what's going on around the show? Yeah. I'm talking about what's going on around the show. You have never heard me give my opinion on the content of the show. You know what I mean? So miss me with all of that, other than the fact that they put a trans man in there. I did comment on that. But as far as the plot and the story beats, I haven't said a peep. And if you present a clip of me giving a review of that show, then please, by all means, show it to me.
Yeah. But this is the thing, man. I think when they say, if you don't watch the show, if you didn't watch the show, shut up. When they say that, that's them projecting. Like they don't want you to say nothing bad about the show because they like it. That's we can't critique on the stuff that we feel like is coonery or stereotypes. Because when I look at, I typed this in AI real quick. I refuse to watch the show. I just don't have it in me. This is episode 1, Take Me Home, June 24, 2025. Let's see if I've been wrong about this. Riri Williams, a brilliant MIT student, is introduced grappling with financial struggles and personal trauma after her debut in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. That's understandable. That's understandable. It's spelled from MIT. I'm gonna say that again. And I don't know what the show is about. I just put this in AI. It's spelled from MIT for selling projects to fund her Ironheart suit. Stereotype of Black people doing crimes. Let's continue.
Can I just ask a question here?
Yes, sir. Speak on it. Speak on it.
Why is she in a position like this? Takes place after Wakanda Forever, right?
Exactly.
So she would have had access to Shuri and all of the technology of Wakanda, kind of the way that Peter Parker had access to Stark Enterprises.
Yes, he did.
So why is she doing this? Why is she put in a position like this after those events? That doesn't make any sense right off the bat.
And why didn't Shuri or somebody slide her some financial money after what she did in Wakanda Forever?
Right.
She played a big role in that movie, right? I can't really remember because I ain't seen that movie since the theaters. But she played a big role. They needed her in that movie.
Uh-huh.
Why is she still broke when it comes to college? Shouldn't they pay for her tuition? That's nothing to Wakanda. I don't know.
Okay, hold on, because let's pay attention to what they're saying over here, because I want to have an immersive experience here. Yes, and sir. I see in the chat they're saying that it was actually mentioned why they didn't call her. Okay. All right. So apparently someone like Steel Leg is saying that they threw her out. Lawrence is saying they actually mentioned why she didn't call her. So that was explained in the show. Now listen, I really don't want to get sidetracked with this because like I said before, my issue, like for me personally, it has nothing to do with what happened on the show. It has everything to do with the marketing, you know? So it's like, I know that a lot of people are in here like, well, if you didn't watch the show, you can't criticize the show.
Yes, we can.
Okay, go on.
No, yes, we can. Yes, we can. I mean, okay, we can't say this show was an A+ or a D+, but we can talk about the stuff that people said that was in the show. I saw in the trailer where they were setting up a heist. And I told myself, I want to see, this is fantasy world. Marvel, you getting it wrong, giving us all this realism. And it's not even realistic because if 9 times out of 10 a black person is in MIT, they deserve that and they have paid their way or somebody is paying their way. That's one of the top technical schools of all time.
Yes, sir.
So why did you set up this black character selling homework, getting kicked out of school, and joining the heist ring? That's just me. That's just me. I don't want to see that. I've seen too many black shows and movies with these stereotypes. Mark, it reminded me when you was talking to Director X about literally the same thing that black woman was doing on that show.
Yeah.
Robbing the rich for the poor.
Yeah,
That's a weird trope.
The metaphor is the same because you're talking about the Robin Hood dynamic here, you know, so it's the same. Like you said, that was what I was talking to Director X about. Like, why do we keep, if we're in a position of creating, like Ryan Coogler is, it's like, why would you keep putting us in the same scenarios? You know, it's like, ideally speaking, wouldn't, like, imagination. You need imagination. Can't you envision anything different, you know, for a black hero's journey? It always has to be like this. Yeah. You know, you always got to be coming up from crime, coming up from the hood, you know, all of this stuff. You know, you think that makes you relatable, or they think it makes the hero relatable because, of course, all black people are doing this. But that's not the truth, you know? And there's a lot of black people that's in the hood that want to see something more ideal. You know, why wouldn't they want to have hope too? Yeah. You know, so, you know, like I said, it's very problematic, man. It's like we really have to challenge ourselves to challenge our audience. There's nothing wrong with that.
I made the synopsis even shorter in AI. People in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong. Episode 1, this is even shorter. Riri, expelled from MIT, returns to Chicago, is recruited by the hood, a criminal leader, to join his heist crew with promise to fund her Ironheart suit. She reluctantly agrees, torn between ambition and morality. Episode 2, Riri's AI, Natalie, glitches during the heist, stirring memories of her late friend. The hood's violent actions during job deepens Riri doubts about their partnership. Episode 3, Riri heist with the hood turned violent and Joe blackmails her into collaboration. Natalie warns her of danger, but Riri questions her AI and considers leaving the crew.
Can I just point something out here for episode 3? The episode is called We in Danger, Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. It's like now you're gonna assume, or people are gonna assume that okay, it's a street kid or a street girl who wrote that, but
Yeah.
I'm almost certain that it's not. You see what I'm saying? It's like they're talking down to their audience. We in danger, girl. Isn't that the way y'all talk? Isn't that the way y'all speak? We in danger, girl. I mean, come on, man.
Mark, you said it. And I know for people out there that's saying, well, Fatal J, you always, and Mark, you always saying recast T'Challa. Those was written by white guys too. But let me tell you something. They gave us the fantasy, something that motivated us, where you had this African king, the most badass character in Marvel. When he was first introduced, he whooped the Fantastic Four ass single-handedly. But this character right here keeps us grounded with all the stuff we don't see, all the slave movies we don't see, all the hood movies we've seen. And this is the cold thing about it. After all this bickering, all this fighting, all this going back and forth, guess what? It's still tainting the ratings. It's still tainting.
And it can't all be because everybody's hateful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the danger of zeroing in on that negative side of the fandom, which no one is denying that it's there. There's always going to be racist people out there. There's always going to be sexist people out there. But when you disproportionately give your energy and your attention to that section of the fandom, then you're going to ignore the legitimate constructive criticism that's on the other side.
Yeah.
And we never get any better.
You know, you got your usual idiots. You know what I mean? That's what they do. But man, I would just, I don't know, man. It was just really crazy to see Black division with this show right here. You know?
Yeah, that was the story. And you know, like I said, that I knew it as soon as I saw that marketing that was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, because we're so thirsty, man, for representation and to be seen. But I keep saying, man, it's not enough just to be seen, especially in this age of AI. You know, you have all of these stereotype minstrel show AI videos that's out there. Black people, they look just like black people. They look real. You know, I did a video about it. You're being seen. You have representation. But there comes a time when you have to ask yourself, what am I being seen as? It's not enough just to be seen. And we're stuck in this pattern of just wanting to be seen. But, you know, look, it's time to move past that. You know, now you have to start having some standards about how you're being seen. You know, it's not like we don't object to the fact that Black Panther was created by two Jewish guys. We object to the fact that Black Panther was killed. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so that's not even the point, you know, but, you know, they're making it a point because they're making it a source of Black pride when it wasn't created by Black people. And that's taking it too far. You know what I mean? That's taking it too far.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's check this out. Go ahead.
No, and I was going to say it's also a source of Black damnation too, because like I said, if you don't like it, if you speak out against it, hell, if you even critique it, then someone is going to come to you and accuse you of being some type of traitor.
Well, you know bro, I mean? I had when it come to Dark Council, it was a cat out there, and I'm not going to put him out there, but thank you for showing me to your fans, because my subscribers count have actually went up, but I'm not going to put his name out there. But yeah, I mean, Mark, we honestly just spoke our piece about how we feel, how Marvel make us look. And Mark, you got a great message, man. Never, I know you're gonna never give up on this message, but I'm saying please don't ever give up on this message. This is for the children and what the children see, what our children see, what the white and Black and Hispanic children see. You know,
100%.
Not just for the adults.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. See, that's the thing, Fatal. It's like that's the secret weapon right there, because there's two things they come at you with. All right. If you're a Black content creator and you critique these things, it'll either be that you're a coon, you know, you're a Sambo, or that you're a man child, you know, and you shouldn't be thinking about this anyway. It's like you got a little ways to go, but I got silvers. You know what I mean? So it's like when people see that, they're like, oh, bro, you too old to be talking about all this. bro, I keep telling people, I keep slapping them in the face with the fact that this is about me as a parent. You know what I mean? This isn't about me. I just want what I want. I just want what I want to see what I want. No. Ever since, my son has been born, I've been very attentive to what he digests, whether it's on TV, whether it's the movies, whether it's the music that he has in his ears. To me, that's what a parent is supposed to do. Yeah, damn right. I am going to be opinionated about what you're putting out there, not just for my son, but for our kids as a community.
Yeah.
People got this shit ass backwards, man. You're supposed to be looking at what your children look at. You're supposed to be critical of that. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
I'm confused.
Yeah. So I never did watch, and this is crazy to me, okay? Last week, the first 3 episodes dropped. Last night, the rest of the episodes dropped. So this show is over. Completely over. Now, I was talking with Chill the other day, and he said the reason why they might be doing this, which I still think is disrespectful, but the reason why they might be doing this is because it's kind of like YouTube. The longer you watch, the better for the algorithm on Disney Plus. But okay, you dropped all these episodes. Now people are going to move on to Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Let's check this out. So this is a part of the ending, and I hope don't nobody care about spoilers. I don't care about the show, so I don't care about spoilers. But Sacha Baron Cohen. And I know who that Borat. Yeah, that's Borat. Was wonderful as Mephisto. Very charming, controlled, mysterious, and creepy. The devil is in the details. I love what they did with the spoon. Let's check this out right here.
Well, I go by a lot of names. Some of them are actually a bit cruel and hurtful to me. But I like you, Riri, so you can call me Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Hello.
Oh. So, is that supposed to mean something to me?
I can see you're hurting.
Fair use.
Tell me, what can I do for you?
We watching this for a reason. But make my
We're not
point.
gonna get struck in that, are we?
I don't think I am, because Marvel's pretty good about these shows. It's Warner that's the problem.
Okay.
We're gonna watch a little bit more, but we watching this for a reason.
That's me breaking the rules. You're good.
All right, let's stop right there. And I want to show you something that Chill wrote that was kind of interesting. Maybe Chill is trolling, or maybe not. He might not be trolling. But let's check this out.
Trolling?
Yeah, a lot of times Chill do troll. He do troll. Dang, I just had it too. And shout out to Chill. I dropped the ball yesterday when it comes to the recast of T'Challa. Usually I drop some dope art. It don't look like we trend this time, but next time I'm gonna be on my.
No, we did.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dang! Okay, usually Chill hit me up and be celebrating. Dang, that's crazy.
We made it.
Okay. Right here. This is Chill talking about the end of the show. He said, "Black superheroes making deals with the devil is the representation you were looking for from Marvel." I didn't mean to hit true. I meant to hit false. But for the most part, people hit false. Now, let me ask the people in the chat, did she really make a deal with the devil at the end of the show, Mephisto? I need to know this.
Yeah, for people. Go ahead.
They wanted people to watch and forget about it. Yeah, you're right. Chris Gore said that his friends in Hollywood told him that was precisely because of that. Watch time and Watch time and the F4 movie, because it was their words, the worst thing we ever made. Dang. And Mark, here we are trying to tell the people how we not want to see this show because of the tropes and all this type of stuff. And Marvel said themselves that this was the worst thing they ever made.
But that's what I'm talking about. A lot of us have lost our objectivity because we're so busy trying to be the opposite of what they see over there. So they're so mad and they're so resentful of those content creators over there that everybody always likes to name, that whatever stance they take, they got to take the opposite. And there's nothing wrong with taking the opposite if you truly like the material. You know what I mean? But if you're just doing this, and I've seen way too many people talk about, I bet they're going to hate this. Wait till they see this. It's like, why are you so concerned with how somebody else is going to react to it? Why can't you watch the material for yourself and objectively form your own opinion? You know what I mean? You know, because, I mean, let's face it, somebody making a deal with the freaking devil, right, might not be a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, if it's in the way of the plot, right? I understand that, you know, it's a comic book movie. Certain things happen. It's weird in comic book movies, but there's no denying that that's a bad thing. Even plot-wise, it's a bad scenario.
Heroes don't make deals with the devil. Heroes don't make deals with the devil.
They're called, like, they'll tell us, well, she's a black superhero. Okay, if you told me that she was a human, okay, all right, she's human. She's going to make mistakes. But if you're billing her as a black superhero and she's historical and they're making like this is good for your children and everything, then you do have to be a little bit careful with the way you present these things. That's all. It's on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. You just can't do whatever you want.
Brother Man said this: after Mephisto holds his hands out for a shake to solidify the deal, as the screen goes off, you see Riri's hands start to have black streaks if you look closely. So she took the deal. I'm glad I didn't watch this show, bro. And then nobody in here, as much as you tried, didn't make me feel guilty because I refused to watch this show. Now it's over and people are going to move on to the next thing.
I don't know how old. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I don't know how old Dominique Thorne is. I wish, like, I know she's supposed to look like she's young, but she is. She's at least what, like 21. She's got to be over, like 21, right?
We can always look up.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is, and I know this is going to sound bad to people and everything like that, but to me, she's not exactly easy on the eyes either. You know, like, she's cute. She's cute, right? But let's face it, when you watch these shows, right, you're looking for that appeal too. You know, you're looking for a little bit of sex appeal and everything. Like, she's cute. She's cute. You know, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to draw me in, man. It's like, I'm not feeling that. You know, like when I see Tiana Paris, you know, in the Marvels, I'm like, yeah, you know, she's kind of hot.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm going to be honest. Just looking at all these pictures, we're not saying this is an ugly girl.
No, she's cute.
But we know at the end of the day, when y'all pick the blondes or the brunettes or whatever, they're going to be slamming. They're going to be banging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe she looks like this in the comic. I'm not, like I said, please don't get it twisted, right? Because Fatal, you know, we're getting chopped up a lot these days. I mean, people like judging, and I like it. You know, I like that people are taking clips, you know, from our streams.
Well, that means we hot. The show is hot.
It's cool. It's cool. You know, it seems like we're causing a lot of conversation, because I saw, as you did, one person reacted to us. Then I saw somebody reacted to that person reacting to us. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, you know, I like that conversation and everything. But when we get chopped up, we're also out of context. So don't have me getting chopped up saying that this girl is ugly, because that's not what I'm saying. Well, all I'm saying is, you know, these things are supposed to have a certain degree of sex appeal. This is the reason why Aquaman made as much as it did, because the women went running to see Jason Momoa. That's all I'm saying.
It hit $1 billion. And after this stream, Mark, I advise you, it's a YouTube guy called We Are Ourselves or something along those lines.
We Ourselves. Yep.
That brother broke down Black Panther, Captain Marvel was the two biggest solo movies of Marvel, made $1 billion. Translate to DC. Aquaman, Wonder Woman was the two big solo movies that came from DC. You know what happened to their sequels?
Yeah.
You know?
It's very interesting, isn't it?
Very interesting. It's almost like they're self-sabotaging themselves because these characters, especially these male characters, are not black. I mean, not white. Not white.
See, they stumbled into something, right? Because, like I said, I know there are a lot of people who feel like Black Panther was mid, okay? And I would never argue with them about that, okay? Because if you just want to judge it by the movie, then that's fair game. But like I said, there's a whole other story around the movie. There's also the cultural impact. That's the reason why Barbie hit the way that it did. You know what I mean? Like they're missing the secret sauce, man. It's like there's also a social setting that these movies are dropping in and appealing to. And they're missing that. You know, so when people just want to come back with, well, you know, Black Panther, it wasn't all that. It wasn't all this. But see, it hit something, man. It hit something that the world around it picked up on. You know, and that's something I don't believe they were ready for. You know what I mean?
They wasn't ready for that, man. I tell people this, and they shocked when I say it, but I'm telling you, this Marvel, when it comes to Black Panther, that was a DEI movie to them. And they didn't think that movie was going to be as big as they thought it was going to be like, okay, Black people, we give you this, take that and go on. We did it for you. But this movie was a phenomenon all over the world. Man, you know you're doing good when you Black and you selling big in China. You know?
Shit, that's damn near impossible, man. But I remember when I went to go see Black Panther, you know, like I said, me and the kid were sitting there. Yeah. And, you know, we're getting ready, you know, we're watching the previews and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, you know, this is like Captain America, whatever. Then all of a sudden, you're looking around, people are coming in dressed in African garb, you know, kente cloth, you know, you're hearing the Jones, booga, 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 booga. I'm like, yo. Yeah. You know, all of a sudden, I'm like, these aren't comic book fans, you know? This is a culture thing, bro. Yeah. You know,
I'm laughing because you said "ooga booga."
Oh, that's what it was, bro. You would think it was the Lion King, the way they came. Like,
yeah. Now let me show you how Marvel is self-sabotaging again. Okay. Now I'm going to introduce to you your potential storm when the X-Men movies come.
Oh God! Oh, Fader, you gotta warn somebody, man. You can't just try. Oh. Look, chat. I apologize for Fatal. You got to prepare people for that, bro.
But this is what I'm saying, though. Do y'all see how they do us? This is how, and nothing against this woman. I know she got an Oscar for that Wizard of Oz movie. I get that. Are you
sure that's a woman? Bro, she needs to get put down, bro. That is a creature. That is a creature. What happened to her? The demon is coming up from inside of her, bro. Look at her.
Look at her. Oof. Now, now I'm supposed to show you something, man. This is a good translation of what I'm about to show you. Now, this lady right here wants to be Storm bad. I don't know if you know Jade Cargill.
Oh, I've seen this.
Did you see the video?
No, I just seen, you know, I know she's campaigning.
Yeah, she campaigning hard too. This her wrestling. What you think?
Yeah, she got a nice exotic look.
Yeah, she got a nice.
They got to give her a better headpiece, though. You know what I mean? But other than that,
No, but
Okay.
have you seen her original cosplay, right? This
I
gonna
don't
win.
know. I don't.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
This I promise you, this will win you over. You need to see the original cosplay in Storm. And I'm gonna show you a few other pictures, and then I promise you it's gonna win you over.
Okay.
I know you didn't really see it with that, but you're gonna see it with this one.
I'm just glad that Cynthia Erivo creature is not on the screen anymore. So please, more of this.
Well, she wanna be Storm too. And she won an Oscar. That's Jade again right here. What you
Oh
think?
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
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 Damn, hurt me.
Yeah, she'll do. She's pretty good.
Look at those thighs. Good Lord Almighty.
That's Storm, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's Storm, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show one more, and then we're gonna talk about the next topic. We got some more Marvel news to cover, but this right here,
Holy crap.
that's her right
She's
there.
the real deal, brother. She's the real deal.
Still Leg said, "Hurt me now." Yeah, I understand. She look like she can beat both of us down at the same time, you know.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, we got some more Marvel news. Mark, I know you're looking forward to this right here. I want to know what you think about this image right here. This image just dropped today. What you think about this right here? Boom.
Oh God.
What is your thoughts, man? Because I know you're a huge Fantastic Four fan.
Yeah. I listen, Fatal. You know, I want to believe, man. You know I do. I want to believe. I want my Fantastic Four, but this is just not it, man. This is not it. You know,
so
and that's the thing.
So when you see that, and see, that's how I'm feeling. But I didn't want to come out as a hater. All this stuff that I seen, the only thing that I felt something on was that trailer we watched last week. But just seeing all these still images and stuff, I'm just not feeling this, man. I'm not feeling it.
No, and no matter how hard they try, I'm just not feeling the chemistry. You know what I mean? Like, I see what they're trying to do. You know, Johnny's got the fingers, you know, behind Pedro and everything like that. I know they're trying, you know, but it just feels cold to me. Like they're posing, and they're posing like they're not, like, you know what I mean? Like they're being playful or whatever. You know, they're trying to act like they're still like they're. I don't know, man. You know,
Okay,
I'm just not feeling. I'm not feeling the chemistry.
I'm gonna keep it real. And Fatal J love everybody around the world. This picture feels like when you've eaten black people's potato salad, and then your white buddy brings his potato salad over, or the white lady brings some potato salad. It's dry and bland, and it just does nothing for you.
Yeah.
It just,
you know, being that it's set in the 60s, right? They really should challenge themselves to make this fun. Like, I know, you know, we don't want it to be silly, right? But you got to keep in mind it was the 60s, you know. So whenever they would have promotional pictures of the Fantastic Four in the comic, they would be smiling, you know, they would be exhibiting their powers or something like that, you know, greetings from the Fantastic Four, you know, or something like that. And you know, Johnny might have like one finger up and it's like flames or something like that. Reed is stretching, you know, Sue is being 60s Sue, which is maybe holding a bouquet of flowers. She was corny back in the 60s, you know?
Yeah.
And Ben is puffing on a cigar, like no personality. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The picture has no personality.
Yeah. This is another picture. Still another boring picture. This is the behind the scenes. You can see the actor that's playing the thing. He has mocap on. I don't know why they're looking at their wrist. Maybe that's in the movie. But yeah, I don't feel nothing for this movie. Do I want it to be good? Sure, I do want it to be good. But from what they've shown us all so far, I don't think it's gonna be it. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it could be a sleeper in terms of the normies. You know, like maybe the normies will go out to see it because they think it's something special. It's going to tie into the next phase of Marvel movies and stuff. So they want to be in on the ground floor. So maybe that's going to put them over the top. You know, but for like hardcore fans of the Fantastic Four, man, we're like really, really on the fence with this, man.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. When it comes to that casual audience, they'll be like, freak this movie. You know,
that's possible.
Yeah. Somebody said in the chat something about the Street Fighter casting, and I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. Mark, this is the new Street Fighter cast with the Street Fighter movie coming out. I don't know if you knew that this movie was coming out, but I'll say some names, and you let me know what you think. So this is Andrew Koji as Ryu, and I want to say that's the same guy that played Storm Shadow in the horrible Snake Eyes movie. We got Noah Centineo as Ken. Have you heard of this guy before?
No.
Never heard of him either. We have Kalina Liang as Chun-Li. Have you ever heard of her?
No, but I like her.
I think she got the look as well. We got Jason Momoa playing Blanca.
Okay, I can see it. Plus I like, Jason Momoa. He's that dude, man. You know
I can see it. I can see it too. We got Orville Peck as Vega. Have you ever heard of him?
Orville Peck?
Orville Peck.
Okay, that's not the dude. No, that's Ethan Peck. Okay, that's playing Spock in Strange New Worlds, right?
No, that's not him.
Yeah. Is he a Peck though? Is he of that family?
Interesting question.
Yeah, if that's the guy up top there, he does have a similar look. Is that who you're talking about all the way up top? Or no?
Hold on, I'm trying to look up. Is he related to that guy? No, they're not related.
No. Okay.
He's not related to Ethan Peck. Yeah. 50 Cent is Balrog.
You're right. He's Balrog.
He's Balrog.
There's 50 Cent.
We got Roman Reigns as Akuma.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm not exactly excited about that, man.
Yeah, I don't know. And then this guy right here is playing M. Bison. Now this is just art of him, but have you ever seen the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie?
I tried not to, yeah.
But the dude is playing Polka Dot Man is the dude that's playing Bison.
Yeah, we might have a problem here, bro.
Look at who's playing them Boston. Yeah, that's the dude. I don't know. I don't think this is going to go too well. And when it comes to Street Fighter, a lot of people don't know this. They don't know about this movie right here. And I hope I don't get demonetized, but I'm about to show you something. Street Fighter Assassin Fist. Let me know if you ever seen this. All right, here you go.
Sensei, your spirit, which flows through me, now continues to flourish in a new generation. You would be proud, but can I prevent history from repeating?
This was a great movie, man.
I think it is time you taught us the techniques of the Hado.
It looks good. I haven't seen it.
It's dope.
Satsui no Hado. Does this place give you a strange feeling?
Satsui no Hado is not something you want to be part of. It gets results, I'm telling you from experience.
And when they show their powers, it look realistic.
もし戻ってきても
弟子でも家族でもない。その時は敵として戻ってこい。
小鉄先生はどうやって亡くなったんですか？
この日が来ないことを祈っていた。殺意の波動の頂点にする春国殺は
use you too.
何でもない。
Umber uppercut.
今まで誰も出会ったことのない巨大な力。竜巻って
Ha.
I'm telling you, man. It's dope. It's dope. And when I talk to people, they never seen that before.
Where can I see this?
That's a good question. I got the DVD. I don't think it's on streaming. You might let me see if it's on streaming. Let's see. Street Fighter.
Maybe it's on YouTube. I gotta see this.
I think it started off on YouTube, but I have the actual DVD to it. Is it
you be having like all that stuff, man?
Man, because I'm like, you know, when you look through the crates and you try to find good music, I'm like that with movies, man. I don't like just, you know, watching bad movies so I can talk about it on YouTube. I want to really just, I really want to escape, you know. This is what it says right here. Let's see. Chat, y'all make sure to check out that movie, man. That movie is dope. It says the Street Fighter Assassin Fist is not currently available on any major streaming service. It can be rented or purchased on platforms like Microsoft Store, Amazon, or Apple TV. I got it on DVD, though. I got it on Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. It was actually not bad. Man, that movie was fantastic, brother, man. What are you talking about? I might watch tonight. Mike Has Knees, Bad Knees. Check that out, bro. The international version is even better, including the director's cut. Dang, see, I don't have those. Okay. I might have to check that out.
It feels good, man. You know what I mean? Like Hollywood is so preoccupied with trying to give everything this big feel. Like that just feels grounded. Like what we just saw right there. Yeah. You know, that's just real, man. I like that. I like that.
Man, I'm telling you, whoever made that movie, the dude that's playing Akuma, he's the director and the writer. And you can tell that this man put all he had into that movie. You could tell. Right. And I was so shocked that they never made a sequel. Because, I mean, it's fantastic.
And it just looks like fun.
Mark, we going to, dang, I hope I didn't mess my camera up. We supposed to do an unboxing real quick because I'm going to show you. I'm gonna show you something I got in the mail. Something I put you on. This is a Fatal J unboxing. Let me see if I messed up.
Fatal J unboxing.
This is a Fatal J unboxing. I'm not showing you. I'm not showing you the address because you guys are weirdos that like to make videos about me.
Careful, that's not the one from Adam and Eve, is it?
Nah,
Easy.
Man.
All right.
Me and my wife, we had it secretly delivered. Dang, they put this in a lot of boxes. I don't think I got nothing to. It will be on the stream where I can't open it up. Oh, okay, I got it. Mark, I put you on to this, man. Come on.
Suspense. It's just like Christmas.
All right, here we go. Here you go, Mark. I had to get it, man. Boom.
Oh, yes.
The special edition director's cut.
See, that's my Dune right there.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what that is in the theaters with Timothy Chevrolet and Zendaya, but this one right here, that's the one that got me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I advise you, if you haven't seen this, and if you want to see the real true Dune, hit up Fatal J on Twitter. I'll give you the YouTube link. It's totally free. But I had to get the director's cut because Tom from Midnight Edge, he told me the director's cut is even better. So, Mark, I'm going to watch it, let you know how dope it is. I'll buy you a copy and mail it to your house, man.
That's my brother. That's what I'm talking about. You see, let me explain something to you guys. The Dune that's in the theaters right now, right? By Denis Villeneuve, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Villeneuve.
I'm sorry. I know that it's epic and everything like that, but I swear to you guys, I fell asleep like 3 times trying to get through that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there were so many things about it just didn't make narrative sense to me. And then Fatal J, this beautiful man told me there's another version, right? And he said, you gotta watch this, Mark. And that's the one that he's got, like right there.
Yeah.
And I can't impress upon you guys enough. I never watch anything in one sitting, right? It's very hard for me to do.
Yeah.
I watched that thing clear through.
Yeah.
And never got bored. I loved it.
Man,
that's what the story should have been.
That's and man, when you see the love between the main character and Shawnee, and then see how they did, that's Hollywood do that.
Yeah, they messed that up bad.
They put that realism. We're not asking for the realism. We asking for the fantasy. We want the fantasy. Let us escape for 2 hours, please. That's all we ask. Now,
and in the end, they made a decision with the movie version that messed up. Like I said, the narrative, it messed it all up. You know, and for someone who didn't watch that one at the time, I knew they messed it up, but I couldn't figure out how until I watched that version.
It felt strange.
That's the reason why. Yeah.
It felt strange. And if you don't notice about Dune is kind of like a Islamic culture type movie. And you know, I'm just gonna keep it real out there. Women don't tend to act up within their culture, but when you watch that new Dune, they acting up. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, and I don't want to play with fire. More news on the DC side of things. So Superman star dodges the American way. Corenswet responds to backlash. The movie hasn't been out yet, and David Corenswet is already confronting Superman criticism. That's not all, as he intentionally refrains from saying the American way. Recall how merchandise for Gunn's new Man of Steel movie drops the American way for the human way. We can guess Corenswet was likely coached by Gunn and the movie's PR team to avoid stating the American way in interviews. Rumors offer Gunn has injected his politics into the movie, something fans hope doesn't bring down the entire film. Now, these are Corenswet words right here. Corenswet says Superman has a third identity. Only Lois and Mark Kent truly know. Corenswet recently spoke with CBS Sunday Morning and explained that they look at Superman as a third character. Not Superman or Clark Kent, but a Mr. Bo. Snyder tried that. And only that Ma and Pa Kent and Lois know the third character, the real version of him. We haven't figured out what to call him yet, whether it's Cal or Clark, but rather them thinking about one, either Superman or Clark Kent, as the real one and the other as the alter ego, which you can go back and forth on. There's a third, truer version of him, which is a version of him when he's with somebody who knows that he's both, said Corenswet. Now, that was a lot to unpack. Let's start off with the first one. Mark, what do you think about them saying truth, justice, and the human way?
There is no human way. Like when I first heard that, I was like, okay, if you're talking about truth and justice, it goes with the American way. The American way is nothing more than the American ideal. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't be ashamed of that because that's what we aspire to. But truth, justice, and the human way makes no sense. The human way is also violent. The human way is also destructive.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? That is the human nature. We're talking about the American ideal. That's what he fights for. Truth, justice, and the American ideal, the American way. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, so when I heard that, the human way, that's a lie. Yeah. That's a lie. It doesn't work.
What do you think about that part? It sounded like Snyder all over again. And, you know, I'm a big Zack Snyder fan, but I do admit that when he tried to put Kal-El and Clark the same, when he made them just basically the same character.
Yeah, you know something, when I first read that, because I read that a couple of days ago, I was actually like, you know what? That is a dope concept, because when you really think about it, what is or who is Superman? The whole world knows Superman, but you really don't know that man. You know, you say, oh, look, it's Superman. Clark Kent obviously is his alter ego. Yeah. The real being would have to be Kal-El.
It would have to be Kal-El. That's true. I never thought about that, because I'm thinking, I mean, I understand the concept, and Mark, you brought it to my attention. I understand the concept of Superman. Superman is trying to be Clark Kent. But I never thought about it that he also could potentially be pretending to be Clark Kent as well.
Yeah, they're both of them depend on who knows them or thinks they know them. Like I said, the whole world knows Superman. Clark Kent is what he's hiding as, so people know Clark Kent. They know what he's giving them, what he's showing them. Yeah. But in between both of them would have to be Kal-El. Only Kal-El knows the truth about both. Only Kal-El knows that he's not of Earth. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's got to be true to that nature too. Yeah. His extraterrestrial nature. So, yeah.
If Gunn lands that what you just told me, that could potentially rank up there with the Christopher Reeves movies, man.
I agree.
That'll be superior writing. Bosco, I'm glad you're here, man. Y'all subscribe to Bosco. Bosco had a great stream. I be hating we can't get Bosco on Dark Council like we used to, but he always go 30 minutes before me. Pause. We got some new people up here. I've never seen Manolo Rivera up in there, but Manolo, I'm glad you're still alive because I thought Tony killed you. I thought Tony killed you for sleeping with his sister. I'm glad to see you still alive.
Cockroach.
Hey, let me ask you a quick question, though. Speaking on Scarface, was Scarface wrong for killing his best friend for marrying his sister?
For banging his sister?
No. He married the sister. I mean, he did bang her.
I think he caught that slug for banging his sister. You know what I mean? Even though, because he wasn't even, he didn't care if they were in love. You know what I mean? You saw the way he looked at him.
No, I think he cared. He didn't want Manolo with nothing with his sister. Because remember, Manolo was a filthy, rotten scoundrel too. He would kill people at the drop of a dime. So I don't. But let me.
He didn't want anybody with his sister though.
Because he felt like she was pure. The best thing about him, even though she wasn't, because she was trying to get into that life too. But let me ask the question: do you think Tony was wrong for killing Manolo?
Yes, I do. Listen, man. Every time I watch that movie, and I've watched it millions of times, it's irrational. But I'm always hoping, please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Like, oh God, he killed him. You know what I mean?
But this is the thing, though, Manolo, you stupid. You had all the women. Manolo had all the women. He was the ladies' boy, the playboy. Why did you have to get Tony's sister and marry her? That was his fault. That's why a lot of people say, oh, no, Manolo died, but no, Manolo was stupid.
Manolo didn't think that his homeboy was going to blast him, though, bro.
But his homeboy told him, don't touch her. Come on, bro. Y'all bro selling all this dope. Y'all billionaires in the dope game. You can get any woman you choose, and you got Tony's sister. You should have cut that.
I don't want to offend, man. Hopefully your wife is not around. But listen, man, you know that girl knew how to ride, bro. You know what I mean? Just by the look of her. She put it on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my man, his nose was wide open, man. And unfortunately, it turned out the way it did. I mean, he saved Tony's life, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he was ride or die. It's just that one thing, unfortunately.
Dang, man, the power of
Yeah.
They have caused wars and destroyed nations.
Absolutely.
More DC news. This is something that James Gunn had to say about the DC Trinity and will they reunite on screen. That's kind of low. Let me see.
Of course, yeah, but not next movie. It's gonna no. Is there talks of it happening at some point in the next few years? Well, you have to remember that all this stuff is talks in my head, so there's a lot of chatter in my head that does a lot of things, But the DCU is chatter in my head, not talks.
Man, could that have been a slug? Zack Snyder when he said, "But not the next movie," because that's exactly what Zack Snyder did. He dropped Man of Steel and then dropped BVS, and the BVS had the Trinity in there. Your predictions on James Gunn, just if you was a bet man, and they said, Mark, if you right, you're going to get $1 million for this. What do you think the direction of the DCU will be with James Gunn?
Oof. Yeah, I haven't put much thought into that. I think obviously it's all riding on this movie. You know, like I think if he gets it, or if he's able to stick the landing on this, I could just see him moving forward with an expanded universe that looks more fantasy. Like I could see, like I've heard nothing. I don't know where any of this is going, but I could see him introducing B characters more. Like everyone would expect him to be like, what's going to happen with Batman, Wonder Woman? I could see this dude going for like a Plastic Man type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I could see him going more that way, where he brings up characters that are a little bit more obscure, perhaps. So he has more wiggle room, like more room to shape them and mold them. And because I mean, look at what he did with Guardians, and no one was really checking for Guardians like that.
Is that a good or bad thing concerning DC though? Because see, you can come out with your Guardians because you got a slew of other movies connected to each other. So you can play with the B-list thing, B-list, C-list characters. But with starting up this new DCU, do you think it'll work? Or it just depends on the writing?
I do. I think it could work. And it does depend on the writing, because if he's able to do that, that is some prime world building there. All right. Yeah. And you're able to compete with Marvel at that point, because everything in Marvel is like based in like New York, Long Island, places like that. Like DC is a whole fictional world to play with,
Yeah.
So if you're able to build a world there and you can build that fantasy, I think it could be huge.
Yeah.
You got a huge canvas to play with there, man. So yeah.
We got 2 more topics, then we're gonna end the show. But somebody mentioned in the chat, I'm paying attention to the chat, and a lot of people think this young lady right here is gonna be the new Wonder Woman. Let me pull it up. This young lady right here. Now I'm not familiar with this lady. This lady is called Adria Arjona.
Nice try.
I can't say it.
You probably did better than me.
James Gunn
That's
said,
not go ahead.
This lady right here, okay, this is a story behind her. James Gunn followed her, and a lot of people started speculating that she might be the new Wonder Woman. James Gunn came out and said the reason why he followed her is because she was in a previous movie he made. He said, but she would make a great Wonder Woman. So what I started doing, I started looking up this lady. And you let me know if you think this would be a good pick. Because I'm going to be honest with you, man. It's time to let Gal Gadot go. Because she's a beautiful woman, but she don't have the acting chops. She done been in too many movies and proved that she can't act. So let's check this out. This her right here. What you think?
She's a hottie, bro.
I agree. And she got the Wonder Woman look too.
Yeah, no denying that. Now she was in Andor. Is that what it is?
That's what she was in?
Like, she looks familiar. I'm guessing Andor.
They said she was in Morbius. That Morbius was complete hot trash.
Yeah.
You guys let me know what other movies she was in, because I'm not familiar with her. I think I did see her in Andor, but I only seen 3 episodes of Andor. People claiming I need to go back and watch it. I just can't. If I got to go,
Andor, yeah.
If I got to go through all them sleepers to get to the good stuff, I just don't want to do it. Sometimes I cheat though. Sometimes I go to the bangers and then try to go back, but
let me just say this though. She has got a ton of sex appeal. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like when you look at Dominique Thorne, she is cute.
Yeah.
Once again, but
she ain't on this.
I want to see more of her. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
And see, I don't know. It's just these people in these studios, they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
You got all these castings. You don't see different type of people. You know what you're doing. All we ask, give us the best tool. But I don't even want to say it like that either, though, because it sounds like we begging, and I really don't care to beg. But all we ask in Marvel, this is all we asking. Give us the best and give us original writing. I don't think
it's
that's
not that hard.
No, you guys check out my homeboy J-Man. Oh, he dropped so much dope comic book lore and streams. Mark, you need to check him out. He goes over those Marvel Masterworks. I think he go all over the old stuff. It was because of J-Man I went back and got a Masterworks of Iron Fist. I didn't know those Iron Fist comics from back in the day was dope. So
I didn't know they made Masterworks for those.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. And also, Mark, they coming out with like let's just say Spider-Man issue 1 of what's it, Fantasy? Amazing Fantasy.
I mean, yeah.
They're coming out with those again.
Nice.
Yeah. So you guys make sure to pick that up. J-Man is the one to cover it. We got one more topic. And a lot of people don't think this is a big topic. I think this is probably the biggest topic of the night. This has to do with DC again. And this is just my theory about this. Okay. So Matt Reeves this week dropped a picture that blew up the internet. And it says Matt Reeves has finished the script for the Batman 2. Now, a lot of people like Fatal J, that's not really big news. I'm going to tell you why it's big news. And I think Matt Reeves and I think James Gunn may be beefing. Okay. You know, word on the street is James Gunn is supposed to come out with The Brave and the Bold. And then Matt Reeves is coming out with the Batman 2, which is slated for 2027, I believe. The end of 2027. Now, I got a theory about this picture right here. Because James Gunn is very vocal about the projects. And I'm going to find the picture soon. But James Gunn replied to this, and he just sent the big old eyes. Like he was surprised. Usually James Gunn would be like, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Reeves is completed with the script, all this, all that. But it's been a lot of drama going on with the Batman 2 script. And I believe that this movie is going to mess up James Gunn's slate. If this movie comes out in 2027, like they say it's supposed to, do you really think James Gunn 2028 is going to drop his Brave and the Bold?
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's a problem. And then this is just me, Fatal J, talking. I feel like Matt Reeves was in DC before James Gunn came on. It might be some beef like, hey, man, you can't tell me what to do. I drop it when I drop it. You know what I mean?
He's not part of the vision.
It's not part of the vision.
Yeah.
But see, on the other hand, Warner is like, motherfucker James Gunn, this movie made $700 million. We keeping this in the slate. You may want your own Batman, but we keeping this Batman too. And it's gonna be speak on it, Mark. Speak on it.
I mean, well, first of all, can we just show some love to Jean-Claude Van Damme over there in the corner? My man my man is getting it, man.
Man, I was raised on that movie, man. I was raised on that movie.
Yeah, look at my man, bro.
Man, look, let me tell y'all something. My grandparents, I used to stay at my grandma's house on the weekends. For some reason, I don't know why. Every time on the weekends, I would go. And all my cousins was there. They would take me and all my cousins. We would go to the VHS store. Out of all my cousins, like 5 of us, someone would always pick up this movie right here on VHS.
You gotta love it.
This kickboxer.
Yeah.
But the other dope one that came from Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is probably my favorite, was Bloodsport.
That was hot. Yeah. He had a few, man. He had a few.
I remember my favorite line from Bloodsport was, I heard people die in the Kumite. And then old boy responded, only if you fuck up.
See, and he was part of the B team, right? I would give the A team to like Schwarzenegger and Stallone,
Yeah.
But in the B team, you had Van Damme and Steven Seagal. Who would you say, Steven Seagal or Van Damme, if you had to get into either one of their catalogs?
I'm gonna put like this: early beginning, Steven Seagal was cold, but I got to give it to Van Damme because Van Damme was more believable. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when Steven Seagal threw them punches, they were so slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wasn't believing him a lot of times.
Johnny Cage of Mortal Kombat. He based on Steven Seagal. You know, Johnny Cage's story is he got in the Mortal Kombat tournament because people didn't believe him in Hollywood. That's how I felt about Steven Seagal. You know?
Yeah.
And I got Steven Seagal movies because one of my favorite Steven Seagal movies was when he was fighting the Jamaicans. What was that movie called?
Was it Marked for Death?
Marked for Death.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a dope one, man.
That was unintentionally hilarious. I'm not going to watch that movie without. I'll be out of breath laughing.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's not believable. Steven Seagal is not believable. But Van Damme was believable, though.
Yeah, he was. Plus, he was a little bit easier to root for, too. You know, Steven Seagal was just all types of out of line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said dumb lines, too. His lines are stupid, you know? But Mark, based off all of what I told you about what I think going on, what do you think about this? Do you think off the stage of The Penguin that this movie is going to be a big hit?
Man, you know, Penguin just blew my mind. You know, I was actually, you know what? After I saw Penguin, I went back, you know, to watch the Batman.
I did,
and
too.
I still kind of wasn't feeling it. I was feeling him in there, like I was just waiting for his you know parts to come up. But Pattinson just wasn't doing it for me, man. Like it wouldn't bother me if I never saw him again as Batman. You know, like if they told me they were just going to put this down and we're just going to move forward with the Brave and the Bold, I'd be like, okay, cool. I don't need to see him anymore. You know, so I think that James Gunn, his vision, I don't think includes this. Honestly, if I'm looking at the decisions that he's been making up until this point, I think he's got his own way that he wants to go with that. And Brave and the Bold, that's supposed to include Robin, is it? Like I don't know.
It's supposed to be, it's supposed to include Robin, aka Damian, the son of Bruce Wayne.
Okay, yeah. So I kind of think this is just going to get in the way, bro. I think he probably just wants this out of there.
That's what I'm saying. This movie, The Batman 2, is causing problems, and then it's already bad enough. The DCU is already kind of like getting rid of a lot of dope movies.
Yeah,
J-Man, appreciate you, brother. But yeah, it's already bad enough that the original slate that James Gunn gave us, a lot of those movies are thrown away now, and I think the Batman 2 is a thorn in James Gunn's side.
Yeah, I can see
because James Gunn got his vision for Batman, but Warner like, nah, motherfucker, this got to drop because this is a moneymaker, you know. So you know, Brian with an I. Thank you so much for the 20, brother. I got to blow you up in the worst way, man. I mean the best way. Why I keep saying the worst way, man?
Same thing.
I'm tripping. Thank you, man. Here you go. My boy said, snag money for Superman next week. That's right. July 8th, I will be seeing Superman. I bought the early screening tickets off Amazon. Gonna be watching that bad boy on IMAX. And I will be letting you guys know on the 9th if it's hot boo-boo, hot trash, or it's a classic. Do you think it's going to be either or in between? Pause.
You know something? I think it's going to be different, and I think it's going to be different in a good way. You know, something tells me that James Gunn is not afraid to take us in a completely different direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, for the hardcore Snyder heads who just don't want to see a difference, they might be pissed off because I really think he's got world building on his mind here, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to see too many similarities between this and Man of Steel. I think it's going to be a totally different vision. And honestly, Fatal, I think it's a place that a lot of us are going to want to be. I think a lot of us are going to want to hang out in this world that he's building here.
man. And I mean, that's what I want. I want to lose myself in this world. This already feels like it's gonna be a different Superman movie. Mark, check this out, and then we're gonna end the show. And Mike had bad knees. I'm gonna blow you up too. But let's check this out right here.
Get out of here!
Hold on, let me pause this because I know how they are. Mark, what you think so far?
I appreciate this, man. You know, it kind of the creature kind of reminds me of back in the day, you know, like Clash of the Titans, you know, type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the Kraken. You know, I like it, man. I like it.
It just looked like it's just gonna be fun, you know. I know it's gonna be some serious in it, but man, let's just have some fun at the theater, you know.
Yeah.
Let's continue. Bro, that's gonna look crazy in the theaters, man.
I like it, and I'm hearing it. I'm hearing that. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
you know, that's
yeah.
I'm sold.
And have you noticed this? All the stuff we seen is the same stuff. Like you can tell it's the beginning of the movie. So he's not giving nothing away. It may look like he's giving a lot away, but he's not. You know,
there's more. There's
so
more to
I
it.
believe like this might be the first 10 minutes of the movie. We're gonna be eating good in the theaters this week, man. Mike, let me blow you up.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
Mike, thank you so much for gifting 5 Fatal J memberships. Mark, where can the people find you, and what video do you want them to see?
Just come over to my channel, Mark with a C, M-A-R-C with a C. Just come over there. I've been releasing a lot of videos lately. I've been off, you know, so I've actually been off from work. So I've been able to produce something like 12 videos in the last week. So go on and check it out because some of them are, you know, they're a little bit long or whatever, but it's a good conversation that I'm having and I'm getting great feedback with it. So, yeah, I do go through the comment section, so let me know what you think about it. But come on through.
Yeah, man, and you've been dropping some straight bangers. You've been doing a really good job, man. I make sure as soon as they pop up, I watch them. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to the show. Thank y'all everybody for coming to the show. Next week, Dark Council will be back.
I'll say this. Be on the lookout. Pay attention to Abu Nas because he's going to be dropping his project very soon.
That's right.
You know, Abu, he's been working hard with this rap thing that he's doing that goes with Game of Thrones, and you know, it's going to be very exciting. So I just wanted to say that because he's going to be on here, you know, promoting that very soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because he's real passionate about it. That album, that debut album he put out with, straight banger.
Yeah, Security Concepts.
Security Concepts. Thank y'all so much. We'll be back next week. Same time, same channel. Same back time, same back channel. And we out of here.
That's my boy.